Hi, this is Derek Blakley, and you are watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everybody, John Liebman here. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com. We're here at the 2016 Winter NAMM Show, Anaheim, California, at the Dingwall booth with none other than Derek Blakley. What's happening, Derek?
I'm here at the Dingwall booth at NAMM 2016, demonstrating this wonderful guitar.
Well, tell me about it. That's beautiful, first of all. And you've been with Dingwall for quite a while, so you obviously like their product. Tell me about this one.
This is an Afterburner 3 heavy solid, which means it weighs a lot. What makes this one different than a lot of the normal Afterburners is the body of this one is Bubinga and the neck is Wenge. Sheldon and I kind of made it a showpiece and put a quadruple A flame maple top on it and bird's eye maple neck and the green perloid inlays to go with it. Dingwall's own pickups, of course, because he does all his own, the neodymium magnets, and Glock and Clank preamp, and a hip shot, because you got to have one of those.
Well, I'm impressed because most people don't know how to pronounce Wenge.
It depends on where you are. Some people do say wenge, and if you're in certain places, that's actually correct. But most places I go, people say wenge. So,
let's talk about you and your musical life and your career. I know you spent most of your formative years in the Texas area, in Dallas. So tell me about your musical upbringing, if you come from a musical family, your mom and dad, brothers and sisters maybe, records playing, radio, going to concerts, things like that. What was your musical upbringing like?
My mom and dad didn't play, but apparently I have a lot of great uncles and my grandparents did. And my grandmother used to tell loved to tell this story about all of us sitting around in the living room listening to records, and I was 3 years old at the time. And Johnny Cash came on the radio, and I said, "That's Johnny Cash." And she flipped her lid and continued to do so until the day she died. I always had a lot of music around me. My mom listened to a lot of 50s records. My dad had some Beatles records. And then one day I heard Ozzy Osbourne on the radio, and it's like, oh, I like the heavy metal. And it was kind of all downhill from there.
Now, you play in a couple of pretty cool bands. Tell me about those.
Oh, the first one is the one I've been in the longest is called Haji's Kitchen. We were signed to Shrapnel Records back in 1994, I think. Have 3 records out.
Mike Varney, right?
Yeah, Mike Varney.
Yeah. How do you spell that, by the way? Haji.
Haji.
That's what I thought.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So a lot of shred guitar, a lot of really groovy, heavy riffs. We did a lot of ensemblics, all that crazy tapping stuff that I was doing in earlier. We would all do that together and in harmony, and still do. So these days we have a vocalist named Daniel Tompkins who also sings in Tesseract and a couple of other projects, lives in the UK. So we don't really do a lot of touring anymore, or any is in fact. So it's just all internet and releasing records on our own.
And the other band?
The other band is called Eumeria, that I just joined a couple of years ago. They got invited to go on Mike Portnoy's Progressive Nation at Sea cruise. And as to where on the first record that came out, I was only a fill-in guy. I was the only guy who could play the entire record, so I was the one who got the call to go do the gig. Keyboard player Bobby called me and said, "Hey man, we got this thing, you want to do it?" And I was like, "Well, what it is? It's this great cruise, and these bands are going to be there, and these bands are going to be there." And it's like, "Well, that sounds really great. How much time do I have to prepare?" I mean, just like, how much time do I have? 7 weeks. And I just thought about it. It's like, I'll do it. I'll do it for expenses. But then in rehearsals, everything went really well. I got to know the other guys a whole lot better because the other guys were from England too, oddly enough, and just really, really kind of got all together. And it was a great time. Had a blast. They said, "We'd like you to join." I said, "I'd love to." So now we're deep into writing our second record and doing demos for that and getting things done.
What's the first record called?
Rebel Mind.
Okay. Well, what's keeping you busy these days?
In the music stuff or the non-music stuff?
Well, the music stuff first.
The music stuff, well, that's keeping me busy right now. I had to take a few months off because of some hand issues, but now I'm kind of feeling like I'm firing on all cylinders again, so it's been a lot of woodshedding and practicing, getting ready to do demonstrations here, and as soon as I get home, it's going to be nose to the grindstone and fingertips to the Band-Aids. Getting to work on the next Eumeria record.
Are there some non-music related things that would be relevant to the for bass players only audience?
Not. I mean, it's very interesting to me. I volunteer at a big cat sanctuary called the Center for Animal Research and Education in Bridgeport, Texas, where I have about 40 or 50 lions and tigers and cougars that I call very close friends, and I give tours out there. Which is tons and tons of fun. I love that a lot.
Very cool. How about the future? What else would you like to do in your musical career that you haven't done yet?
Honestly, I just like to keep doing the things that really fill my spiritual cup as a player, and these two bands that I'm in right now really do fit the bill. So as long as those two bands keep working and at least releasing records, maybe I get to go do the odd show here or there. I'm a happy guy. I've got a couple of great Dingwall basses, and this one here he really floored me with this one this year. So,
well, great. Last question, Derek.
Okay.
What would you be if you were not a bass player? Something outside of music.
I would very definitely be a race car driver.
You know, who else was it Ron Carter that gave me that answer? Or Marcus Miller, one of those guys. So you're in good company.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
That's good to know.
Yeah, pleasure getting to know you, Derek. Thanks very much.
Much appreciated.
Derek Blakley, check him out. Haji's Kitchen and Eumeria. Eumeria, that's what I said. From the Dingwall booth at the 2016 Winter NAMM show with Derek Blakley of Eumeria fame. I'm John Liebman. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.